Hello, welcome back to the channel and to my kitchen. Tonight, we're going to talk about sleeping bags and how to store them and how to maintain them. Be right back with you. So, welcome back again from the kitchen table here. And before we get started, I'd like to invite you to please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up, share with your friends and enemies, and leave a comment down below at the end of the video. Let's get right on it. So, this sleeping bag here is the North Face Cat's Meow fabrication before 2000. This is 1990, in fact. I don't know where it was made at, but I bought it in 1990 when I arrived in Germany in the U.S. Army. I wanted something different from the bulky, huge Army sleeping bags that they were giving us at that time. And this guy here is not a super cold winter bag. This is probably a 3-season bag right here, about down to 30 degrees, about freezing, something like that, comfort-wise. These early ones were all made in blue, and some of them have the tag here or on the foot. This one has an embroidery on the top in red, as you can see here, and in the inside of it, it has some instructions for care. And then we're going to talk about that, how to care for your sleeping bag. I've had this bag for so long now. I've used it a lot, and I did something with it a couple of days ago that I haven't done to a sleeping bag that didn't have to give back to the Army, and that is I washed it. I followed the instructions. I put it in the machine, cold water with a light detergent. I washed it by itself, pulled it out, put it in the dryer, let it tumble dry in cool air, and then pulled it out, and then it was still damp, which is the way I hoped it would be. And then I hung it over a rack and allowed it to dry for 24 hours. And I just noticed a minute ago it smells really nice. It hadn't been washed before. I've done a lot of hiking, camping in Germany, in the Alps in Germany, and also in North Carolina with it. And when I first got here to Switzerland, I used it a little bit before I got something else. Like I said, but it's not a extreme cold weather bag. And it's no longer as compact and light. This is a synthetic bag, by the way. This bag right here is used with it's a polyamide or polyfill material. It's got some baffling in it, and there you go. But how do we care for these bags? Well, one of the major things is when I use this bag and I go camping, and I suggest you do the same thing with any kind of sleeping bag system you have, is that once you wake up in the morning, the first thing you should do, if the weather permits, is to hang the bag, drape it over your tent, drape it over maybe a line that you've set, or some logs, or some weeds, some bushes. And I suggest you do it. You turn it inside out to do it. And the reason why it is to allow all the humidity that's been gathered in this thing over the night to dry. Okay, and allow the sun. Turn it inside out. Allow the sun also with its properties to kill all fungus and algae and this kind of stuff that may be forming in it. You never know. But anyway, now if you're going to do several days of hiking, this every morning, as long as weather permits, like I said, you should do this. Now, if you're in a situation where you have some kind of overhead cover, you set up a big basha like that, you can get it up off the ground a little bit. But the thing is that you want to do is you want to get the sun on it as much as possible. You do want to dry. The sun will help it dry much faster, though. So this is the first step. I don't wash my bags generally because they will lose some of their ability to keep you warm little by little. If you keep washing them back, especially if you wash one after every use, yeah, that bag's gonna last a long time, but its ability to keep you warm at the comfort level that's been designed for is gonna degrade little by little. And so I don't suggest you wash a bag. Now, if you have some dirt on it, let it dry, brush it off with a soft brush, and like I said, let it air out. Now, how do we store a bag if we get home? A lot of people stuff them right back into their stuff bags. And this bag right here is not for North Face. It's a water-resistant bag from Mammut that I've I got, and I began using this right here because the one that came with this right here was not water resistant, and I wanted something a little bit more protection for my bag. And a lot of people just stuff them inside the bags, and the problem you have there is that the bag is being stuffed in there. There's no aeration, and it's not good for the life of the bag. Like I said, this bag is from 1990. Okay, when I bought it, you do the calculations how many years that is. Okay, this bag is 33 years old. Is that right? 33 years old. Wow, that's a long time. But this bag has served me very well. I remember with some of my buddies up in the German Alps, and I have pictures of it somewhere, me stuffing this back into my rucksack, but having this thing right here in the wintertime, okay, and I slept. I was able to sleep in it. It wasn't super comfortable, but you know, the weather was just above freezing, so it was fine because it was snowing. And it did well. It did really well. I was able to use this bag so many times, like it's on the Appalachian Trail in the United States and here in the Swiss Alps also. It's definitely served its purpose and done a really good job. I think even my former wife used it, I think, while we were together, before she got a bag. Anyway, it's a good bag and it's done its job. And I definitely recommend a good bag like this right here. Although, like I said, these right here are no longer as compact as other brands are or have the temperature rating. Yeah, I prefer to have something well below freezing to protect me, minus 5 degrees to minus 10 degrees Celsius for the summertime, and more than that for the wintertime, okay? But anyway, so what do I do with it when I get home? Well, I allow it to air out some more, okay? If you have maybe a garage or if you have a place in the house, you can hang it up inside out, let it air out, you know, and once it's complete, give it 24 hours, once it's completely aired out, make sure it's not have any dirt on it, no rips on it, because you want to service it if it does. This has nothing wrong with it. It's in really perfect condition except for a few little marks from maybe storage, just like that, or I don't think there's really that much at all to it. I mean, it's really still in good condition. But I take it and I fold it up like you see here, and then I fold it some more, and I do one of several things. Now you can actually store this thing just like this, in the top of a closet or something like that, or in a big, you get yourself one of those banana boxes, you can stick it inside of that, and that allows some air to go around it, but and it leaves a good smell also. And you want to get it and put it in something that's going to allow it to air to get to it and allow it to breathe and keep its volume like it has right now. Another thing I use a pillowcase. Get yourself a big pillowcase, you know, not one too small, but an oversized pillowcase. To get one of those right here. I'm sure a lot of you have old pillowcases at the house, a cotton one or a polyester one, but something that allows air to flow through it, and you can just sort of put it inside, fold it like it's right here, put it inside of it. Or you can get a mesh bag like you see right here. It's a laundry bag. They just use this in different colors. There happens to be a green one right here. And you can stick it inside of that and put it on top of a shelf or a dry area that doesn't have any sun. And if you're an old soldier and you have one of these, this is my original 1986 one right here, my laundry bag. You can stick it inside of that. You can stuff it in there if you want to, but I just suggest you just sort of fold it up like you see here and just sort of place it in it, and then close it up, put it on top shelf of your closet, or like I said, if a storage area that's going to be dry and with no direct sun on it, and dry, no dampness. Okay. One thing I don't suggest you do, and that is store it inside of its bag, if it's a compression bag, and what I definitely don't suggest you do is to fold it really tightly before you put it inside of a compression bag when you travel. And the reason that being is that, like anything else, if you bend it enough, it's going to break. And this right here has fibers in it and has material in it. That if that same line keeps bending, it will break. So the best thing to do is just starting from the top or the bottom, stuff it inside your stuff bag, and then when you tighten it down, put it inside your rucksack. Then when you, like I said, at the end of the day, you're going to pull it out. You're going to sleep on it, okay, and allow it to air it out. When you lay it down in your tent, lay it out and allow it to gather some air in it before you jump in it, because your body is going to heat up the little tubular fibers that are inside of this sleeping bag, whether it be down or polyester or G-loft fiber, and that's what's going to warm and hold on to your body heat. Okay. Something I don't, like I said, do not store your inside the bag. And something else is like when when you're all finished, hang on to it, keep it good shape. Now, if you find it's like, it's super dirty, it's gotten like, it's gotten in a situation where it may have gotten something really dirty on it or something like that, or your body was super dirty, then you may want to wash it. Like I said, you wash it inside out and zip it up inside out and then wash it that way, because that's where your body's touching. Okay. But anyway, that's about it. That's all I have for this right here. This goes across the board for anything. Your down bag's the same way, especially a down bag. Down bags, I don't suggest a down bag in a lot of situations because it's just too humid, especially the part of Europe I live in, or if you live in the southern part of the United States, it's just too humid. And so your down bags are gonna get wet, stay wet, and they're gonna lose their ability to keep you dry. But anyway, there's a lot of that. I've got videos talking about this also on the video on my channel. And there you go. Anything else, you let me know. Anyway, so this is a really quick video about how to store your sleeping bag. What I don't suggest you do is hang it up on a hook for a very long time, because all of the stuff in it will start settling down. That's nice for if you're not for storage, but if you're displaying it, if you're selling it in a shop or something like that, that's fine. But for storage, I don't suggest that. And I see on Pinterest, this kind of stuff, people storing their bags that way. It's just not the best way. Now, if you want to dry it out that way, that's a good way of doing it. Okay, hang it up like that, or over a line or something like that. But I suggest if you're going to store it for any kind of long term, you want it to be nice and lofty, and you want to put it inside of some kind of bag to protect it. And like I said, you can even put it in a bag and put it inside of a box that holds it, that sort of protects it from anything laying on top of it and compressing it also. Especially if you have several bags like I do, you want to try to keep all of them into the best condition as possible and have a long life like this 33-year-old North Face. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I appreciate it again if you'd subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and share with your friends and enemies. And I look forward to hearing from you. Hope you all have a good one. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.